Hey, are we live there? Here we go.
We did it. We're
Hello.
live. Hi, everybody. Hi, Ken.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, Tim. Hey, Allison. Thanks for joining us. I am just going to, again, of course, look at Facebook and see. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody.
Emma's feeling better.
Yes,
Yes.
we're very happy to have Emma back. And hey, Stephanie. Victor, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, guys.
Hi, Tim.
Okay. No, how is everybody doing? It's nice to be back. And you got the trio back. Yes, I was got
Got
a
a
minute.
voice. Yay.
I can talk normal. Yes, I don't sound like I've been smoking for 20 years. Yeah.
Yes, such a bad Pall Mall habit.
Oh,
Mm.
we are really excited to be on tonight because we have some super exciting.
Hi, Emery.
Hey, how are you? We have some really exciting news,
Yes.
Yeah.
and we
Mhm.
kind of kept it, on the down low
Down low.
for a while. And so I think besides us, I think the only person that maybe knew was like Allison. That's it.
Yeah.
That was that. We kind of kept it quiet, and she kept it quiet too. So thanks, Allison. But should we do a share screen and show?
Oh, so we're just jumping right into it. Okay.
I think.
Are you ready?
You want
You
to,
want to
and then
jump
we'll go back. I have a lot of questions I want to ask
All
you,
right. Yeah.
but let's reveal.
Reveal.
Reveal. Okay.
Dun-dun-dun. Guess who has a new book? So I know my dad's been working very hard on this for a while, and we've been super excited since we hit the publish button a
Yes.
few days ago that we've been wanting to talk about it. But he's like, I want to do like a big reveal. Don't tell anybody anything. So
I'll put it up there so you can see. So this is available on Kindle, and he's got paperback there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
definitely go check it out. It's super.
And
cool.
the Kindle and the paperback went on separate days. I was telling Allison, I was like, it showed up on January 10th, angel numbers, and then I looked and the paperback was like a day early. So I don't know.
They're like actually.
They were like, so, but the Kindle did. The Kindle showed up on January 10th. So anyway, John has got a book, and this is a really exciting topic. I can't wait to kind of get into it a little bit because you know me, I'm like a quantum physics geek.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's talk about it a little bit.
All right.
You want to? Okay, so you had some questions that you wanted to ask.
Yes. Everybody's saying congratulations.
Thank you,
That's
everybody.
huge. He's a published author.
So we
Yes.
both have books. I told Emma, I'm like, both of your parents are published authors.
Yeah. And I never thought of myself as an author. I'm not even a reader.
Oh,
So I never thought I'd be an author.
Yeah.
But you know what it is with this book. I just want it's something where, especially getting into like the manifesting, and and doing stuff that is going to put you in kind of the driver's seat, in pole position or co-creator of your life, and just another tool that you can use. Don't have to be the only one, but it's definitely something where, especially if it resonates with you, like numbers do me. It's really, I think it's really powerful, and so I really wanted to put it out. So I'm excited it's out. So.
Yeah.
I am too. No, I was super. I remember when you were first bringing it up. Like, I really want to do this. I was like, okay, go for it, And yeah, he was so excited when he finally did it.
Yeah, especially putting together, like starting to like try to brainstorm and put together as many, things that were
So
real world like functionality code.
Yeah, so let's get into it a little bit.
I don't know when you're looking at. Stay tuned.
Yeah, she's actually talking about it too. So we'll talk about all that.
And she should.
She really should, yeah.
She's a writer.
Yeah,
But
you know what? I just realized we don't have our
Our
microphone. Can you guys hear us? Okay, let us know if we're
slacking.
good with that.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Allison, did we sound muted? Did we sound weird?
See, I knew we were forgetting something. There's always something.
Why don't you give it to us and we'll get ourselves
Yeah.
squared away while we're You
Okay.
can still hear us, okay? Okay, well, we're gonna put them on anyway, because Emma talks really low, so, give Emma one and you put one on, because I am the
I know, but
loudest
where's
one out of
the-
all of us.
Where's the family plug in?
Up in there.
So,
Yeah, so anyway, so why don't you, just to start off,
okay.
tell us a little bit about, you know, just like so people would understand, like a little bit about you. I know some of our people, but how you would find something like this and why it would appeal to you.
Yeah. So, you know, going back,
No, because if you unplug it, everything else is going to unplug.
Put down, honey. It's
yeah.
okay.
okay. You can,
Yeah. Well, we tried. Made
All
for
right.
effort.
yeah. So anyway, what, you know, going back, I always looked for, I always just look for anything that would make kind of give you, you know, kind of the edge. So I always had an open mind to when I heard, you know, the secret with the law of attraction, and really probably in my mid 30s, or early to mid 30s, I really started to open up to self-development, and really where it came down to the law of attraction and how the brain reacts and to these things, and how you can kind of manifest what you want. But they always say, you know, if you want to, you know, get better, if you want to be better, get better. If you want to, you know,
Yeah.
have more, do more. And it's just like, but no one, there was nothing.
Vague.
Yeah, like that. How do you actually do it? How do you get there? So I was like feeding myself just massive quantities of information, but it was always, I felt, incomplete. But I knew something, you know, was there. And so as you know, went on, it just seems like, you know, when you have that and something resonates for you, that's why it really is important to follow the breadcrumbs, because what will happen is it'll keep you going to a point where when something does come, you will be open to the opportunity and you'll be able to seize on it and take advantage of it. And so that's what I feel like I did with this, because of me continuing to do that. And when I first met Lisa, she'll tell you that's all I listened to was self-development stuff and anything with the brain and manifesting and all that stuff. So, you know, as I was moving forward, and we got introduced to Lisa introduced me to another show, another person who talks about the mechanics behind it, the quantum field, right?
Yeah.
Marina Jacobi, and then that was the actual science behind it. Between her and Joe Dispenza, it was like that was it. And so I started going, and then just fast forward, just to cut to the chase, I saw this come up on my feed about Grigory Grabovoi and the numerical codes. And I love numbers.
The
She'll tell
numbers
you.
guy. Yeah.
I see numbers. Even when I'm adding up our dot scores, I'm like, oh, look at this. It comes out to an even number when I'm adding all the numbers up. So I just love, and I like switching numbers around and doing all different things with it. So Emma's the same way. She's a math whiz. But
No, I'm not.
but the good thing is you don't have to be a mathematician or
Yeah, so
Einstein.
let's ask some questions about it.
Go ahead.
So, go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say, for people who obviously aren't familiar, haven't heard of it,
Mhm.
what exactly are they? Can you kind of expand on like the basics of
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, so everything, you know, just to really simplify it, is everything in the universe it's all energy and frequencies, right? And so
It is.
yes, everything to the smallest particle, right? That if we're to believe that, right? Endless possibilities to the smallest particles or to the smallest object. Everything is energy, frequency. And what you want to do is whatever outcome you want to make sure you're aligning your frequency with that of what you want as an outcome. You want that to be aligned, you know, as closely as possible. So it's like if you, a Wi-Fi, right? So if you have Wi-Fi out there, it's like a password, right, or a passkey to get into that Wi-Fi and get connected. And that's basically what these numerical codes are. So they were actually, if you look into Grabovoi, he put these codes together, or put these numbers together in a way where if you're looking for relationship health, love, financial abundance, how to manifest each of those things. There's different codes you can put together, different codes of numbers that you can put together that will actually give you that Wi-Fi password to get your frequency aligned with what outcome you want. And of course, there's you have to go about it a certain way. You just, like everything else, you just can't, recite the numbers and everything's going to befall.
I just want to pause real quick. Do you see how excited he's going to be talking about these? It's like, oh, animated. He's all into. He loves numbers. So when he brought up this idea about talking about this, I'm like, oh my god, this is right up your alley.
Me too. Like, I was so excited that he was so excited, but I love quantum, and this really can relate on that level as well. It's not just, it's kind of got like a science kind of a background and stuff. So, what's the theory or the science behind these codes? Like, how do they like kind of tap into universal energy?
Yeah. So first, what the way you're going to tap into it, it's like, anything else you're going to want to really manifest. So when you want to make sure there's a clear intent behind what you're doing. And we just had our last couple of shows, we were talking about intention. Be very intentional on what you're doing. When you're going to meditate, have intention, right? Before you go to bed, set an intention on what you want to do when you're sleeping, or what you want, in your dream state, whatever you want to do. But you have to be very intentional on what you're doing, and your emotional state is everything with that, right? So you want to make sure your physical state, right? You have to change your physical state so your mental state will be positive. And once you're positive, you have a clear intention, and you're stating the codes and what you want. And then, you do your affirmation. So basically, when you really get into the science and the theory of it, the way it operates, because we're always on, everything is frequency, everything is vibrational, right? So when you have that, it's these codes are kind of like the tuning fork, right? So you hit the tuning fork, and then whatever hertz that's going to go at, right? That's how it's going to start to align your body. So she hits the tuning fork and puts it on my forehead when I'm trying to sleep, right? On my chest, and keeps hitting it, right? When I'm trying to
frequency.
Yes. And so because she knows, like, she's got to get the demons out of it.
Oh.
And so, but really, so when you're looking at it look at it like quantum fields, right? So when you look at the quantum physics of it, again, with infinite possibilities out there, everything energy, everything vibrational. So when you get the codes, and in the book, there literally are over 500 codes. I went a little haywire with once I got on a tear, and I just kept going. And so no matter what outcome you want, any aspect of life, and this is real world stuff that people that it may be you that is suffering from certain things, or just want certain things, but once you do that, and once you start to align with the vibrational frequency of the outcome you want, have a clear intention, and you do it consistently over, say, a week. Just try to do it over a week, maybe 2 to 3 times a day. Have affirmations out, and we can go through some of the things. But if you start doing that, when you look at the quantum field, what you're doing is you're putting yourself in that positive coordinate, because that's where you'll start to vibrate, because that's where that's where the codes are going to start to take you. Again, having that intention and positive mindset.
It's like so much about like what Marina Jacobi was talking about, because she talks about it actually having those quadrants, right? Where it's like,
Yes.
the positive and negative, like you would see like in
Right.
class too.
and so you're literally dialing in and putting yourself in the frequency coordinates where you want to be. And, if you're setting an intention when you're doing that, and you're putting a feeling behind that and having an emotion about what it is that you're drawing into you, you're visualizing, and you're doing all of that, and you're using these codes, then, it's kind of like adding fuel to this and really making it potent.
That's
Right.
it. That's exactly it. It's like if you have a fire and you squirt some accelerant on it. That's exactly what it's just the old steroid jerk. You know
Well,
what I mean?
Anne Marie had a good question here. She was saying that it's just like what the Gateway Project teaches, for example, 55515 release. Something similar to that.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I don't know the names of, I don't know that project, but yeah.
Oh, the gateway. Yeah, that's like, yes. I
Yeah.
think it's very similar. Same concept, same kind of a thing. So, did you have another question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I know like how are they created? What is like the
Like Emily was asking.
yeah, like basically like that. Do you have anything that you can expand on that on how they're created or how they do that?
Yeah, well, there's numerology, energetic fields, and then human, kind of the human psyche and how the human psyche would work. So what he did is he put the codes together. I'm not creating the codes. He's
Right.
created the codes, and so he's taken from each of the areas, which is like, science, modern tech, modern technology, and the human psyche, right? And so, and yeah, there's quite a few factors that go in that are a little less, but those are kind of like the overarching.
So it's kind of like he kind of brought them all together because people usually like to separate everything, but it's like no, it's actually all interconnected.
Yeah, it's like
you can't have one
Right,
without the other.
but if you look at numerology, the Fibonacci, right? That's all numbers have been part of nature. Numbers are very, very entwined with a lot of what we do throughout the universe. So
There's always a mathematical equation.
Yes.
Every
So it's like when he puts the codes together. So it's like a common Grabavoy code that people use, and their purpose would be like, a well-known one would be 520741, and that's like unexpected money. So if you were like, maybe not necessarily looking for a job or something like that, but you're really hoping that something like that would happen, you could kind of concentrate on that, maybe journal about it.
yeah, so like if you're just laying on the couch and you don't want to work, right? Now, I'm just telling you, you can call me. It's a joke.
Oh,
I'm joking.
you're not allowed to joke.
Yeah, but if you want unexpected money, just sit down and you do it. But there's all different ways. Some of the codes with some of it's so impressive that there are codes for like something like that. That's what really started to catch my attention, was like kind of the details on where he went with all these different codes. So, whether it's unexpected money, but when you look at it, there's so many different for financial. Remember when we look at, there's so many different. So it's not just like financial abundance. There is one for that, but that's not it, because then it goes through all different kind of subsets of it.
Of
Which is-
abundance.
yeah, of abundance,
Or
financial.
finances.
Yeah,
or,
spiritual, all different types, health, all of it. So, and it really can get detailed. So, it's good, and you can go get anything from whether it's financial abundance, emotional balance, anything with health. Just there's mental health, PTSD. I mean, the list goes on.
I was gonna say that was gonna be one of my questions too. Is like obviously you get like the basic like abundance and love and all of that too. Are there any like not as well known codes that stood out to you like specifically, or was there a specific code or two that you were like, oh wow, this really resonated?
Yeah, there was. I mean, some of the mental ones, but what I found was some of the things that codes that parents could do to help their teenage kids, or kids out, which I thought was big because I like to make fun of a lot of young kids today, but
I like how you just admits that.
yeah, well, they're a little different today than when I was growing up, and but they have so much information coming at them that we didn't have.
Still not politically correct.
We were out playing. I was out playing ball all day. I wasn't worried about. I didn't have the internet and the stuff that these kids get at a young age. There's just a ton of information, so they got to try and process all that stuff. So if you can use again a code, which is if everything's a vibrational frequency, and you're looking to help out, whether it's a child's mental health, your mental health, and you can hit that frequency and you can do the steps you need to do. What a great thing to be able to help your kids out, because that's really stuck out to me. Also, if there's specific female issues, when females go through their changes, right, or male for guys, if there are issues that they go through at certain times.
Health benefits in general, right?
Health benefits in general, but when it gets specific to women, men, kids, and that's
Anything
that
is
was it.
included.
Nothing's
off the table.
And wasn't in the beginning when I first started this journey. That was nowhere on my radar to even think to ask that. It just as I was trying to brainstorm, and thank mommy Lisa was helping me. and we were kind of talking back and forth, and all of a sudden it just something hit click, and boom, we had like 500 posts.
Isn't that kind of funny how things like that just spontaneously drop in your lap and it's like you're not looking for it, and when you stop looking for it, then it's just
We got so excited about it. And the thing is that, like he was saying, he's not a big reader. I mean, he went to college and, you know, you have to do those things for that kind of stuff, but it's not his preference. Like he would rather like listen to things and stuff like that. So he wanted this to be very concise,
short,
right?
sweet, straight to the point.
Because that's how he prefers to get the information. He doesn't want like a lot of explanation. He doesn't want a lot, right?
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So what I can't stand. I cannot stand when I'm listening to something and it's a subject I'm interested in, and every 5 minutes it goes, I'm like, Stephanie, she, you know, got
Examples.
and over, and it's like, all right, I noticed some system. What is it like? Can you just tell me what it can do for me, and let me check it out myself? You know, and I'll tell you how I did. And so I like things very quick and direct.
Succinct.
Very, just say it and what it is, and that's it. It don't have to be a big, all the fluff and
You
and
love
BS.
details, though.
No, oh yeah. I get a lot of stories that will make me want to go nuts. But no, but I like stuff very direct and succinct. And so, and if I could get to the point reading something, so like I said, I'm not a big reader. I like to listen to books, but I'm not a big reader. But if I can get there quickly, just give me the information I need to get there. If I can get to A to B, that's great, because I'm usually listening to it in the car because I'm trying to save time if I'm going places or working throughout the day. And so if someone can actually accommodate that and give me something that can be potentially very powerful for me to manifest, you know, what I'm doing, it's for me, that's a win-win. And I would be eternally grateful for that.
So, so when we're talking about doing this, when he's, you know, been on this, I was looking at numbers for myself, for I was like looking it up and getting all this stuff because he's got so many in this book. It just goes and he started paring it down where it was like, you know, about specific subcategories of things. So
Yeah.
there's a lot in it. Can you pull the book up one more time too? And I just wanted to show, like, it's succinct as he was. Like, he kind of explains who this person is, some of the information about it. If you scroll down a little bit, it should. I don't know why the page isn't loading. So there it is. So he's got 133 pages. It's you can scroll back up. So it's you know, a lot of it are codes that you can you know, utilize and look into, and there's so many that you can really cater this to yourself and
so this is
some of the goals that you want to do. Go ahead.
Sure.
Well, if you want to list some of them off,
You can do some.
yeah,
Yeah.
do some.
Yeah, well, it's so like this is what so these were the codes that are for that I was interested in, that I'm using, that I worked with, that I went through the practice of using it and going through it. And so like I did abundance and financing, and the code I used, it attracts financial stability and wealth effortlessly. Fulfilling relationships, so I have that code, and that creates harmony and love relationship, fostering deep emotional connections. And then I went to the spiritual, then alignment with my higher self. That's the other thing that I did. So even for psychic readers, for tarot, if you read tarot, if you do whatever, and you're intuitive, how to more align with your guidance. Just think about what the possibilities are to someone like Lisa, who's very, very strong intuitively. Allison out there, right? And all, like, I don't know what everyone else is out
Anne-Marie.
there. Anne-Marie, yeah.
It's Anne-Marie.
Yeah. And so, and all you guys that have that gift, if you could start to connect with the codes as well, to get a little bit more enlightened or a little bit more aligned with some of your higher, guidance. Just think of some of the things and some of the people you can help with that. So I just thought that's really interesting, because I have trouble connecting to almost, I have trouble connecting. So that's my next thing, is I'm going to try to do that so I can get connected to my higher self. then overall abundance. And then the other things that really interesting is I got codes here for unlocking past life memories, which is huge. So you go for regressions and all the things you can go for, which is amazing. But there's actual codes that can help you. So it can help you access and recall memories from previous incarnations. Connecting to the Akashic records, there's a code for, which is amazing. Expanding your spiritual awareness.
And you can really dive in because he's got lists and lists and lists. And we're really excited. And I would love to hear about, if you guys, use these codes, let us know how you're doing and what,
Give us some feedback on
what you're finding with them. There's different ways which he mentions in the book about how you go about kind of setting yourself up for it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is it similar to like manifestation where it's like not only, you can't just like say, okay, I want to win $1 million. Like you have to like put the action behind it, put the feeling behind it too. So is there a one way or is it a similar way to do that where you like, how did you go about doing your specific codes?
Yeah, that's a good question because I really want to, I always like to hammer that home is none of this will work. And none of the people that you go to a session for, there's no way they would be able to do anything if they didn't set clear intentions and put emotion behind what they really wanted to get out of giving you a reading or what you would get from.
Oh, Jake just ordered.
Oh, thank you, Jake.
And Marie too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, guys. You have to have that positive emotion. When you're manifesting, you're just doing this with numbers and numerical codes. But you still have everything still has to be there. You still have to be in a positive frame of mind. And again, I think it's very important. It's not, you have to change your state, your physical state to really get into, that state of mind where you can actually really co-create. And when you just use the numerology behind it and you're using codes, and then what you're doing is you're setting affirmations moving forward. So when you're setting affirmations, obviously they're positive. If you're getting yourself if you're setting a very clear intention on what you want, your code, right? Then you have your affirmation, which is positive, and you're saying it with an intention, and you're doing it, and you do it throughout the day, morning, afternoon, and evening, and you do that every day with that clear intention. For me, and I'm not guaranteeing anything, but for me, that's how I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I'm getting a result.
Yeah.
And that's that.
And for me, what I did was I kind of made it part of my meditation practice. I'm also writing them down. I'm memorizing some of them. And so I'm doing visualization.
Yeah.
When I'm in my shower, I'm kind of closing my eyes, repeating the numbers, visualizing what it is that the outcome of that is going to be. I get excited, kind of feeling some gratitude about it. And it's all of those things. And you can, some people will just journal about it, but writing the codes at the top of the page, several times over and over again, and then writing, a journal entry about it. And so there's all different ways that you can incorporate it.
Yeah. Yeah. And really, I'll just give you a quick one. I just did this one because, like I said, I'm getting into the one where I want to connect with my higher self from my guidance. I also want to do the past life. So I'm just I think this is the note, what I took down on how I'm going to do it is, again, you sit quietly, you close your eyes and you take a couple of deep breaths, right? You go in for, say, a count of 8, hold it for, say, a count of 2, and then breathe out, and then you come down to 5, 3, right? So get yourself in a good state. You want to repeat the codes, again, with intention, right? Because you know what you want. So with intention and feeling. And then my affirmation, I now recall the wisdom and experiences of my past life. I embrace all that I am. And right, so that's what I'm going to repeat after the code. Visualize yourself surrounded by light. That's what I do. Accessing memories or images. So that's what you're going to want to do. And of any past incarnations that you're aware of, or, and that you want to connect with. And then, what I do is I started to, I was never a big journaler, and I started doing it after the med bed. And I'm happy I did it because there's some of the things I go back and I still read those things today on it because that was incredible. So that's what I do. Any impressions I got, any feelings, any images, anything that popped up and came to, that's what I write, because what I'm going to do is the next time I go, my affirmation may change a little bit because depending on the images, impressions, and what I receive, I'm going to you start to step it up every time you go through it, and you start to see different impressions. What will happen is, say you should do it for a week, but 3 times a day. By the end of the week, your impressions, your images, what you're writing, if you compare day 1 journal to the day 7 journal, it will look so different because number one, you're going to be writing far more. You're going to be in amazement where you've actually gotten. And what I found is, as I've been doing some of this, as I went to the next one that I wanted to do, from abundance, say, or whatever, to spirituality, when you move to the next one, the excitement level that you do the next one with and the next one starts to go up to a point where you're creating such a potency of positive emotion in your mindset that as soon as you go into that meditative state and you do it, you're surrounded by light, you're saying your affirmation, you're doing it, and the excitement level is bringing you to a point where it's like you just like shoot, and you feel like it's creating in a faster way now. It really is amazing.
And to answer Victor's question, so he was saying, so if I understand it correctly, instead of using numbers, the numbers is a way to focus your intentions and emotions, etc. The way Johnny was explaining it to me is it's like an IP address, right? So something that you want to get to, or you can look at it like coordinates on a map. If you are in a certain place right now, but you would like to see yourself to be a more abundant, version of yourself, you're setting that intention, because everything in the quantum field anyway is numbers, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at it, there were some examples that you were saying about that, about how the universe it uses numbers, which we use it like the Fibonacci, right? So you're just kind of setting coordinates for yourself, and you're saying, instead of being over here in this quadrant of the map, I want to be over here. So I want to leave here and I want to be over here. I'm going to set my coordinates with these numbers, and I am going to move myself to this space. And so that's kind of what you're doing. You're incorporating it, and use it in your meditation and things like that. I'm finding it to be very powerful. And
well, I was going to say, have you seen or experienced anything you want to share?
Yeah, well, partially I'm going to share, but yeah. So one of the things that I was doing, I just want to word it the exact right way, is that I am enhancing my ability, because my when I'm vision heavy, and I get a lot of visions and stuff, and I start to I guess I see images a lot of times, but sometimes I don't know exactly what I'm looking at or why I'm looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been using codes in order to kind of get more information about what it is that I'm visualizing and what it is that I'm seeing or why. And I've noticed that in just a really short period of time, by using the code that I'm using, I'm starting to have what I would say is more of an intuition about what it is that I'm seeing that for. It's more of a conversation where I'm kind of like, I wonder why I'm looking at that. And then it's kind of like, oh, you're seeing that because of this. So that's what I'm noticing in the short time that I'm doing it right away, is that, instead of just getting the visual, I'm getting the visual better with the explanation, where sometimes it might take me days or weeks, or I'd have to see another aspect of something before I would get an answer to it. Now it seems that with these codes, I'm kind of getting that. And what I was asking for was enhancement of the ability. So I just wanted to enhance it better, so that it's not just a picture where I'm like, that's cool, but what the heck is that? I don't know what that is. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know who that is, and I don't know why. Now I'm kind of like, oh, it's this, So that's what I noticed. So that one, and a sensitivity to it as well. So it's kind of like, if I was looking at something 2 hours ago, and I kind of went on with my day and I started looking for it, it's almost like there's some little kind of sensitivity that comes in, and it's like, now all of a sudden I'm connecting it. I'm connecting it with, oh, that was this, earlier. That's what I'm noticing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I think that's what'll start to happen is what you're doing, as you start doing it, you're gonna notice little things happening. And as it happens, it starts to almost exponentially, move where you start to notice little things, your sensitivity to it raises your awareness to different things that are coming through. And it's like you realize that the only thing that really changes, you're adding the codes in now because, if you have certain practices in place already,
Which I did, yeah.
yeah, and so basically, like she said, it's like kind of a little steroid shot or a little accelerant on the fire, and you just throw it, just give you some extra power.
No, we were just saying like a great example. I don't incorporate in the meditation practice too. I mean, yeah. I mean, the practice, and the biggest thing is just being consistent too, right?
Right.
Just
Well,
not following
and you
up
start
on it.
memorizing it. So now it's not like I'm having to just write it down again or kind of looking at it before I go. I put it in my phone. You can do sticky notes, right? You can do.
Yeah. And so in the beginning, I had sticky notes on all the mirrors because I look in the mirror when I brush my teeth. Now, so when I go in the bathroom, so in the morning I wouldn't forget, so I had a sticky note up there with my affirmation.
Aw, thanks, Ken.
Thank you, Ken. I had the affirmation and the code, and so like I knew, so I knew it was always going to be
You were
there,
always going to see it.
and I did it on all the mirrors, in the bathrooms, and it's
Car.
it's in,
In the car.
in my car.
On,
Open the window and
phone.
fall.
You can have you can have it on your phone, like when your phone
The wallpaper.
wallpaper.
Yep.
Whichever code you're working at, and then you can switch it, and you can do more because I have let me look here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 main ones that I'm looking to work with, and so I don't want to do them all at once. So I'm kind of like focusing on this aspect, and then I'm adding to it this aspect, and that's what you were doing too.
Yeah. So you can do, and it doesn't mean that you can't combo. Yeah, combo. A code.
So you can alternate and go, you don't have to have just
Or you
one
can
item.
add them to each other, like if they complement each other.
Right.
You can add it, and if you can work with that, you can do that. It's just kind of like however learning and building these things works for you.
Exactly. So you can do I wanted to really focus in and do one at a time in the beginning because I was testing it out. I wanted to see how it was. So I wanted to really focus and not split my focus in the beginning. But you can combo it together depending on what you want your outcome to be, what's important to you, what's happening, how serious of a problem is it. I mean, because there is so many ways you can go with these numerical codes. It's incredible. From again helping out one child that you have to global harmony codes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild how the range that you can get to.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And now for me, I can't see that I'm not going to have a code that I'm working with because it's so easy. It's like so easy. Like you can make your eyesight better if you want to, have a code because you feel like you want your eyesight to be better. You can use it, for health goals, and you can use it for learning goals. You can use it for insomnia. You can. It's crazy.
Yes, it did. Like actually, because there's some of the cool ones because we always drink like coffee. We always look for how we get the brain working. So you can do like they call it the brain's caffeine. So you can literally there's a code to boost your energy and boost your brain's energy. And so they call it brain caffeine, and it's a code. And then if you change, a couple of numbers on that there's a specific 3 digits that is for love. There's one for health. So everything has a very, very. It's not like willy-nilly. Everything has a very everything has a very specific meaning. Every number is there for a reason. So because of the intention that he has put behind the numerical codes, that's how I look at it, the respect I give it, and making sure I give it the attention it deserves when I move forward with it. And you can do that. There's so many things from, harmony in a relationship, whether it's moving over a speed bump or whether it's to create harmony in a really kind of chaotic family, to create harmony and some peace. And so, the things that you could actually bring into your life, sometimes when we go through stressful times as you have a big family and you go through
There's
stressful
always
times,
something.
if you can get some peace in that chaos, you just think of when your mind's at peace, the things you can really accomplish, how you perform at work, how you perform in your own personal relationship, how do you perform your relationship with yourself? Are you sleeping? Are you, the things that you're doing? So if you can get that harmony, just a little bit of peace in the house by doing this and adding this to your practice, I just look at it and go, what type of benefits could it bring you? Just that.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
I'm excited. I was like, you guys get more and more geeky, like, oh my god, I love this. I'm a total geek when it comes to quantum stuff, and because it kind of complements so well the things that I've been studying and learning. Because I started reading physics books when I was like in my 20s, I put my kids down for a nap and I was like reading
Fabric of the Cosmos.
Yeah, I'm like, this is short. But this stuff, it like totally correlates, and it also correlates with my visions. So for me, this just made so much sense, and I'm so excited about it. And I want to give. Can I give a code out? I want to give one code to people. So this is about happiness and joy in your work, whatever your work is. It can be work from home, whatever. Happiness and joy in your work, and the meaning behind this is to bring happiness, fulfillment, and alignment with your highest purpose. Okay. So the code, you guys want to write down the code if you do it, and you just are going to find your way to do it. So the code for happiness and joy in your work is 519-7148. 519-7148.
It was for which one?
And there's a space between the 9 and the 7, and they mean different things. That's why there's that thing. So this is happiness and joy in your work. And so I want to share that with you guys. So that's it. The meaning is to bring happiness, fulfillment, and alignment with your highest purpose. So I hope you use it and see what you guys think about it.
Yeah, and one thing also, I'll give the whole book out. No one will have to.
Maria just ordered two.
Oh, thank you.
I
appreciate it.
Thank you.
One of the things I also, repeating or chanting, right, whatever is really important to get that vibration, right?
And visualizing and having an emotion about
I
excitement.
think that's the biggest thing that people need to
Yep.
remember too, is not just like, don't write it down, don't just say it, but visualize.
All of
have
that.
the emotion behind it. That's what's going to make it
Oh,
its potency.
yeah, so
you have to have that.
what-
with your-
And you want to know how you want to visualize. You're 100% correct. You want to visualize. I visualize I see the numbers off my sticky notes floating off the sticky notes in front of me, getting larger and shimmering and starting to shine. And I make them bigger, and I grab them on the outside, and I make them bigger and bigger and bigger.
Wow, you're good at visualizing.
You're really good at this.
And I have the numbers are shimmering right across the sky as if a plane drove by and left them out there. And when those codes are so big and bright, that's my visualization of it. And so I have them come right off the page. And the more visual you can get, the more vibrational, the more attuned and more aligned you'll be with that frequency. It's a great way to get there. And you can make it bigger, and then if you make it smaller, you can feel the same.
I mean, you guys, do you realize, like, honestly, you can change your life.
Yeah.
You can get codes, and you can literally change all the things that you want. Like, get excited and look into all the little things that you want to do. Pick something for your health. Pick something for your, what you see for your finances or abundance. Pick something that you want for your family. Whatever it is, like, go grab a code for it and work on it and do it. It's exciting.
Well, I was going to say, just to kind of shift gears a little bit. So, obviously, during your research, you come across like skeptics and everything. So, how would you personally address that criticism that people have? People who are just, cynical. So they're like, well, how does that really work? And you always.
Yeah, well, what I always say is anyone who's just going to be like that, I usually say no. I'm joking. No,
Rocks.
yeah, no, but you know what? It's fine to be skeptical. I'm skeptical of certain things, and we're all skeptical. But and it's fine to be. I would just get your questions answered, and all I would say is, listen, if you try it, there's no way it's going to hurt you. If you're meditating and you're doing what you need to, you're really doing what you need to do, and where we're moving into, right? We're moving on higher timelines. We're ascending. We're getting in touch with our higher self. We're seeing exposure. We're seeing all these things that are happening. And if you have those practices in place where you're really truly, and you only know this when you look in the mirror, if you're really doing the work. If you're not, you're not. You know, whatever you tell yourself, right? But if you really are doing the work and you add the codes in, and you're adding in a positive affirmation, you're saying with the motion, and you're saying these codes are something that is going to bring you whatever outcome you're looking for, and you do it a couple of times a day, and you're doing the practice more often, and you're just adding in one extra thing that's going to give you more positivity and give you an outcome that you want, give you more positive emotion towards it. There is no way it can hurt you. The only thing it can do is literally propel you forward a little bit. But, and I wouldn't even, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for you to see a real change in your life.
Yeah, gains.
And so we want real gains. But my point being is that you can be as skeptical as you want. The only way you're really going to know is if you try it, which that's what I did. I tried it.
Don't know till you try.
And I started to kind of be aware of the things. And then I always go to Lisa, because she's very like pragmatic. So she's like the rock I bounce everything off of. And once she started to have positive results and started to see these things, that was it. Then it was confirmed for me. And then I started to move forward. And so you can be a skeptic all you want. You can shoot some questions over. I'll be happy to answer them online, offline. But I would just say, try it. It can't hurt you. It can only help. And if it doesn't help, well, at least you tried, and you move on to the next one.
And I really liked that you were so, I can't think of the word right now, but you really wanted this to be accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
You wanted it to be very succinct. You didn't want to lose people because you were kind of beating around the bush with stuff and
Or
doing
just
this.
like too much wording and everything. It's like, oh
Yeah, you wanted it to be like that. And I think that you even priced it very well like that, because you said, the more, I would rather sell more books and get it in more people's hands, because you really believe it and feel like this is something that is a tool. And so you were like, you know what, I don't need to charge a bunch of money for it and things like that. It's a smaller, succinct book. You wanted it to be available to everyone, and you priced it that way. You were really coming from a heartfelt place.
Yeah, no, without it, and that's how anything I do that I believe in. The first thing I do is how much value is it going to bring, to people who come in contact with it. Because I truly believe that the more value you bring, the more people you help, the more reward you get. To then you can go and help more people. And I think that if everybody can do that and pay it forward, I think probably the ascension would happen quite a long
Well,
time
it's not
ago.
about the profit, it's about just that's the real value.
Yeah, and if I can get it into more people's hands, then it just didn't make sense to me. And the only reason why I wanted to do this was because when I saw some of the things that
Exciting.
it was exciting, and I just thought it helped one person, and they helped someone else with it. That would be great. For all the time it took me to look through all the things, I would be happy with that. Ultimately, I'm a coach at heart. I love helping
He
people.
loves coaching people.
I love seeing people develop and promote and get promoted because of stuff that we worked on together. So I love all that stuff, and so anyone that gets value out of it, that's the payoff.
Yeah, and it's so funny because you're mentioning that. So I kind of want to go into, while he was doing this, and actually before you started doing this, he was already writing some books in sales, and he kind of put it on the back shelf a little bit because we're going into a transition in society and humanity, and you were kind of thinking and hoping that maybe we would get to a place where the 3D stuff wasn't even going to be relevant as so much anymore. But for some people, they're still living in that, and even though they're stepping into a higher aspect of what it is that they do, that, you know, they still have bills to pay and they're doing things that are working in the world. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've else you've got going on?
Yeah, so I have a couple of, I have, it's going to be a series of sales books. There's 2 or possibly 3, I guess.
I'm having so
Sorry, guys.
So there's 2, possibly 3, but I'm gonna see. I wanted to see if I can. I'm gonna see how I get it out. But anyway, I made bundles. But really, the one that is well, they're all really actually interesting. But the one is that I enjoyed is the old school versus the new school
in sales.
in sales, and it was cold calls to clicks. And I just thought that was cool because I grew up on Wall Street in the 90s, and it's all cold calls. That's all we did. 500 calls a day. If you're there at midnight, call in Hawaii, that's what you're there. If you're there at midnight. And that's it. And there was no, if you didn't make your 500 calls, don't come to work the next day. It was crazy. So it was all cold calls. And now, with technology, with different, and funnels and email lists and, digital marketing and all this other stuff, it's such the sales process, although at the fundamentals, you have to do certain things, there's different ways to go about it. So just the techniques of back then to now, it's really interesting.
And he had
Really
me
interesting.
looking at some of the chapters as he was writing them. And I think that the tools that he gives you, really, if you deal with people,
Yeah.
you're going to benefit from some of the information that he has in the books that are coming up. So I'm excited for you to put those out too. They're really close. I mean, they're pretty much written.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of going through the process of publishing them at this point. So those will be coming out soon too. And
And one thing I want to say, I don't think sales is just. I think if you have good sales techniques, I don't think it's where used car salesman and the crazy stuff where high pressure. That's not what a good salesman is. Someone who provides a lot of value and provides something that solves a pain point in your life with the right product, which is a solution for you and your family to move forward and have some type of comfort or solution to whatever the pain point is. But over and beyond that, I think that if you're a doctor and you have good sales technique, your practice will be bigger than the doctor next door. If you're a lawyer, I don't care what profession, if you're a mechanic, if you have the right people skills, they will come back to you because you'll know how to create rapport, you'll know how, and stuff like that. So I think no matter what field you're in, it's these type of techniques, they run the gamut and they'll help you in any of those fields.
yeah, I think so too. So you're doing the sales stuff. It really is more of anything that, for somebody that's just has to work with people.
Yes.
I mean, obviously it's geared towards sales and things because most businesses, you have to do that on some level. But you've coached a lot of people and you've coached a lot of teams. So, in business, are we still okay? Does everybody hear us okay?
Yeah, I noticed that there was some static in the background. I know it's kind of far back. We forget to say or put in our mics, but let us know if you guys can hear us. Compared to the beginning. Yeah, I wonder why that's happening. I don't even know.
We're getting ready to kind of wrap up anyway, but we get muffled sometimes. Okay. Yes, static, a little bit staticky.
Probably a connection thing.
If they can hear us. You can hear us because I'm loud.
At least as long as they can hear us. But yeah, sorry for the static, guys. But so I'm happy we got this out. But yeah, so I can't wait for the other.
Please share with us what you guys are doing with these codes. They're exciting. I am so excited about this book. I feel like it's just makes so much sense when you learn about kind of the quantum field and how it works. It is all numbers. We talk about even that in like the matrix and things like that. That shows you like numbers. Numbers kind of
Yeah.
I think that's what Victor said earlier.
Yeah.
He was like, "You're kind of like Neo."
Yeah, but you see the ghost. Victor 674325. Say it quick. The ghost will go away.
Oh,
You want to tell me?
he's kidding. He's kidding.
Maybe it's the code system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alexis is sharing a number. That's what Anna Marie was talking about earlier too. So yeah, that number for pain relief. And there's a bunch, you guys, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And he's got some that are just in lists, but then he's also got some embedded throughout the book in different chapters and different paragraphs and stuff. So thank you, Brandy.
Thank you.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know what you guys think. And I'm working on, like I said, 7 right now because I'm so excited.
Yeah, no, I hope, I hope everybody gets the benefit out of it. And what I'll say is when you get the book, or when I just was telling you about kind of how to do the process, please do the process the right way for no other reason than best result for yourself.
Yeah.
And and whatever comes from there is great. But yeah, get the best result for yourself.
And then Saturday, we are going to have a show with Katie Bakery, and we're going to have a special guest with us. And so please tune in for that as well. And then I'll have another announcement coming up for myself very soon too. So we've got all kinds of stuff going on, and
I'll be popping in and out randomly.
depending on what. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to be with us on Saturday, huh?
No, I gotta work.
Oh,
I'm so excited about that.
we got to find
Highlight of my life.
We got to find a code for Emma. So
Go so I can get out. How do I break away from work? I'm sure there is,
Break the
though.
matrix.
Do you want to wrap it up, babe? Yeah. So
Yeah. So anyway, Emma's going to finish and really wrap up, but I just want to tell everybody thank you. I appreciate everybody in the chat and anyone who purchased the book. Thank you. I hope you get everything out of it. But yeah, just and if you can let us know how it went, that would be amazing. And if any feedback, and then of course, if you need any help along the way, I'll be happy to help you out. And let's get going. And if more of us do it, pay it forward. Hopefully, we could really raise this timeline. Let's get this shit going, man. I'm sorry.
love the enthusiasm.
Got excited.
No, but we appreciate you guys for tuning in again. It was nice to be back.
Yeah.
So and I was looking forward to talking.
Allison about the book too. Thank you, Allison.
Thanks, Allison.
Thanks, Al. But yeah, no, I was super excited when you guys kind of surprised me. You're like, "Guess what, Dad published?" I was like, oh, "What?" So it's so nice to see like that light in your eyes. Like, you guys so excited. I'm very proud of you. You guys do it too.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm proud. So, but
Typical.
I think it's been working. But yeah, so the next show is the Sacred Sites with Katie. What time is that one at?
Saturday, it's going to be at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. We're going to have a special guest, and
Who don't love Katie? Maybe
Katie, we love her.
KT.
And then we have another thing coming up. Emma was really interested in this specific topic. Do you want to talk about that, or tease it, or do you want to wait?
Yeah, no.
We
But
have to record it, but we've got everything.
I've been really interested in, like, everybody talks about like, astrology and everything. I'm a Scorpio, I'm a Pisces, I'm this or that. So I was thinking, well, why don't we look into the Chinese zodiac as well? Because that's been around for a very long time, and that much not so focused on like planetary alignment and everything like that, but it's more focused on like the specific characteristics of the animal associated as well as the elements. So, like for example, I know I'll share ours. So like I'm born of the year of the rat, and my element is fire. It runs race first. Anyway, so yeah, I'm a fire rat. You're a metal dog, and then mom's a metal pig. So it's really cool though. I mean, they all have their corresponding characteristics, and it's interesting to kind of dive into that and kind of look at it something different than the usual things. So I definitely want to look into
Yeah, so we're going to dive into that one. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you for those that bought Johnny's book. We're so excited to present it to you guys because we really honestly believe that this is going to be a game changer.
For sure.
If you're doing things to try to manifest and everything in your life anyway, this is like some codes to get it done. So please share with us. Let us know what you do.
Yeah, please give us feedback. They do that a lot. Anyway, so we appreciate you guys so much, and we will see you on the show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
Oh, please share this with people that you think would
Yeah,
be
share
interested.
it. Share it. Thank you, guys.
All right. I hope you guys all have a great
Peace
night.
and love.
And
Peace
we'll
and
see
love.
you around.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Love you.
Thank you.